It's finally time. It's release day. So we're going to be looking at 5 things that I like about iOS 26. Some of them are quite obvious, some of them are not so much. This is going to go along with the video I made last week where I said 5 things I don't like. So I've got my phone here. Let's dive right in. So starting off at number 1, it's got to be liquid glass itself. I'm in love. I'm in love with this. It looks so nice. If you scroll down here, you'll notice there's like a little glimmer at the bottom. And this is the liquid glass effect. Of course, you can see it in the screen recording. When you're moving the app icons around, there is a little glimmer around the icon. It's not really as noticeable in person, I've discovered, but it's way more noticeable on the screen recording, I'm sure. There is a new UI layout. So this is the new standard tab bar with the search here. And you'll notice that when you drag along, you get this glass bubble. That can essentially be found in any of the system toggles, whether it be the little toggles in settings or any of the UI sliders. They're all going to have this glass bubble when you're moving them around. And I think that is a massive improvement. It just looks nice. I think it's just a bit more complimenting on the eyes. This has got to be the biggest design change since iOS 7, which that was major. That was a major change. Okay, getting into number 2 now. We're going to talk about the customizable app icons. So if you click on edit and then customize, down here you're going to get options, which is the default icons which you've got here, which will swap between day and night automatically. Then you've got the dark version of these icons. You can then also go for clear, which is sort of this sort of clear, no color aspect. Of course, choosing between light and dark as you like. And tinted. So tinted gives you a lot of options, and they've added options to this literally in the last beta. So tinted, you can pick a color, but down here you've got some options. So this one here on the end, which I can't pick, is the phone color. This one here is the case color. So if you put a case on it, and dynamically as you switch your case, this will change the color of your app icons, which I think is really nice. Or you could pick based on the photo, or you can choose your own. I'm guessing this is choosing from the photo itself. There you go. I like to leave them in the default, but those are clear icons, and I think they are a massive win. You can apply the same thing in CarPlay. I can't show you that right now, but I did do a video about it, so go check out on the channel that video if you are interested. Must have been about July when it came out, but you can do the same in the car. So we're going to now talk about the new screenshot utility. So if you screenshot your screen or whatever, you'll notice there's a redesign here. So you can always ask, that asks ChatGPT to tell it all about what you're looking at. And you can search by like circling, sort of like that circle to search feature. This will search for Google or any other places with any apps that you've got that are natively connected. This is one of the things that Apple are really trying to push. And it gives you the ability to do the visual intelligence like you can do with the iPhone 16's camera button. Now let's go into the Photos app, because that's one of the things they've done a major change on. They've sort of gone back to the iOS 17 version, and I think it looks much better. So this is the Photos app. As you can see, it looks a bit better. As you scroll up and down, you can see, you can zoom in, whatever. That's sort of standard. But they've given you some tabs back, just here on the corner, and then a search over here. So if you go into the collections, you get all your collections. I'm not going to scroll through this. I don't want to show you all my photos. But you get the idea. It's a much nicer UI, and I think it looks much cleaner. So now let's go and have a look at the lock screen, because this is where they've made some major changes to how you can lay out your photos. So if we click into Customize on here, and let's look at some of the simple options first before we get into this spatial photo, which they really pushed in their promotion. So you can now move these items all the way down to the bottom, which looks much nicer when they're at the bottom. And you can get rid of the default icons, but that was not a new feature. And then you'll see this button here that sort of looks like a mountain, this sort of mountainy one on the right. If you click that, it will generate what's known as a spatial scene. This is essentially a sort of 3D moving photo. I don't think it will look very good with this photo. Okay, it's done it here, and you can kind of see that it moves as I move around. It's not the best, but they've done that, and if you had a really good photo, say maybe it's a dog or something like that, it would look really good. Obviously, another one that you can do is if you want to move these items to the bottom or you don't want them there, you can resize the text to make it as large or as small as you want. And the text can go behind whatever object it is that's there, so you can see the dog or the people in clear view. And those are some of the changes they've made to the lock screen. But up here where it says Monday the 15th of September, if you plug your phone into charge, you'll notice that up there it will now tell you how long it's going to take to charge to, I don't know, 80% or maybe 100%. and how long it's been charged. So you can now get some stats up there. And I think by far a much needed feature is this feature. So the alarm is going to go off now. As you can see, the alarm has gone off, and you've now got these much larger buttons for stop and repeat, and I think those are a major win. Those much larger buttons are part of a new framework for alarms to allow other apps to integrate to sending you an alarm. So you may get other apps sending you alarms. Of course, they have to ask your permission first. But that's been 5 things I liked about iOS 26. If you've enjoyed this video and you've got to the end, thank you for supporting me and thank you for watching. Let me know your favorite features down below. Check out a different video, maybe where I showed you 5 things I didn't like, or where I show you how to do something else crazy with your phone, software, or whatever it might be. Anyway, till then, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.